my review about Blade Runner 2039. In Blade Runner 2039, the world has become uninhabitable for humans. The survivors are depressed. In the trust scenes of the world, crowd in the streets and in the residential silos, retreat into their burrows. Love remains a vacuum memory, very platonic as a reminder of a great unit, and an equal wake hope that the electronics illusion in real life could occur. Only in a fusion of art, soul and temporary body can happen. The conquest of the sky has remained a dream. All I know has flying cars, but obviously they are subject to very few and possible as only agents of the system. The sky over the endless city is telling blank. There seems to be only the states of grey water, endless rain or just as a float, and restless fire because of underground waste incinerator. Most of humanity has no share in the technical progress. They can actually do not even know in what world they live. Their movement tends to zero. There remain only stable illusions and simulations, and we know this already from the first film, a ubiquitous but undefined promise of exit opportunities to better places. Ridley Scott's two dystopian key works are 30 years later, again by remarkable topicality. The sequel to Blade Runner he passed into the hands of the young Canadian director Denis Villeneuve. A wise decision. Denis Villeneuve creates a visually stunning dystopian world replayed with fascinating mirrored society, whatever science fiction concepts. And it establishes at the same time the core of being human itself, just the ambivalent as intelligent way in question. Despite this prominent philosophical dimension and also this time again perfectly precisely composed pictures, but not a cold film as the original. Rather the contrary is Blade Runner 2039. Villeneuve takes very seriously the template to make a very own vision, but from the direct references to Ridley Scott's Blade Runner. Blade Runner 2039 is not a remake, but is not a sequel in the strict sense. Already the first sequence on a farm near the city of Los Angeles makes one thing clear. Roger Deakins has a brilliant cinematography. From the grey of the lounge over the orange bright desert from the Las Vegas to the spectacular minimalist showdown in a nighttime surf, Blade Runner 2039 is Deakins' absolute masterpiece. On the hand, the film is a direct emotional hit from the outset. Denis Villeneuve takes the greatest tragedy at the same plot, perhaps even in a soap opera style can slip a less stylish director. But Blade Runner 2039 is very gentle and subtly narrated. The twist-rich plot is based on very simple assumptions. After the replicant slaves have turned out as too unpredictable and dangerous, its production was discontinued. Then of course something got the name of a major blackout happened. This was obviously not just a universal power and energy loss, but also something like a reset of the social consciousness. Anyway, now new replicants were produced, which any rebellious impulse has been turned out. And again, it was a brave new world with the endless slums on the streets and with a new creator god of scientific capitalism and the towers in. Still, Blade Runners are needed because of the old replicants. Some have survived. They live in secret. One has settled by them as a farmer in dreary land. He breeds megas and suppliers of protein and plants garlic for their own needs. With its elimination by the new Blade Runner, Ryan Gosling plays, starts the action, or even more so with the finding of human or even non-human again remnants under a dead tree, which reminded in the Lost Lands. The replicant has no name but a type designation, but simply reduced to K. K, very reminiscent of a certain land survivor who wants or must prenate in the castle of shadow organization and consistency and never finds out what role he plays himself. Later, K get a name. It is the parody of a name, more precisely because, as everyone knows, has seen 2 or 3 Western, Joe. Is nothing more than a simple nameless list. K's discovering, as any case, is so scandalous that it would bring the entire world and through structure of the new society to collapse so that a hunter must be now again a hunted and a system of a brutality against his own lifting to the military sets. Here, Blade Runner is 2049 to reverse image of the Forerunner regarding the question of authenticity and replication of people. There indeed, replicants are not machines, but genetically organic parallel creation complete with artifactual memories and with feelings. In the case of K, there's a virtual wife, the next variation of parallel creation, a soul without a body, an outsourced awareness, the fellow man as a simulation. The question is rather pointless after the production. The replicant is of his inauthenticity and human enslavement, sufferers of this heteronomy and incompleteness. In this respect, it is quite likely that a lot of replicants live in our neighborhood. Even Hans Zimmer and Benjamin Wallfisch contribute a good share. Zimmer and Wallfisch have written there are unusually many scenes which come out without any background music for a blockbuster, a pointed score between shrouded in mystery rumbling and spherical melancholy. Cover exactly the two extremes between which also Blade Runner 2049 as a whole always commutes. Either take your brief as the film with his visionary image violence, or his distributing us the heart with his deep tragedy, just because the protagonists themselves, under nasty blows of fate, react mostly with his story's rumination and his single tear. He wants or needs the mystery of his existency, which is the secret of this world, to uncover. The trail leads him first not to the creator god, but its persecutor Deckard, which again plays Harrison Ford. And that richly complicated relationships are everything you can think yourself, even without it would reveal details of the plot. In any case, this road by a huge landscape of waste mountains, a new wilderness, the next image of terrible slavery. Kay recognizes more and more by the nature of the system he's looking after his identity anyway. It's inhuman, really. Denis Villeneuve was and is a very political filmmaker. It is therefore worth to see his film not only as the usual dystopia with the grandiose show values of a future world that is as fascinating as broken, but also as a portrayal of the rebels as a metaphor of self-congratulations. Some scenes in this movie get a completely different significance when they viewed as the projections of very real conditions of resistance against the totalist system. The totality is not least the tilts in the political as it returned to the religious. This post-industrial father god speaks out his own creatures as angel and discovery of what is the result of case uprising it is happening, a paraphrase of the myth of child murders. Here too, the film indeed waiting with a highly creative twist, the real certain only in a dream.